Drinkies of water. Hello friends, welcome back again. Another week has passed, so we have another video. Still in the conservatory. The office is taking far longer than I thought just to get a few bits and pieces sorted out. But anyway, it's a nice day. The lighting's great. And a few cats are milling around, but we'll survive. Hello, Rocket. The question I'm asking today, or asking of myself, is how best to earn hardware. We're not talking price. Ordering, selection, or anything to do that. We're not looking at specific gear. We're literally just talking about when can I pull the trigger on buying a new box, bit of gear, whatever. It could be anything from like a large groove box to some cables, a microphone, maybe even a piece of software. You know, at what point can I say I can have that? I'm very keen to sort of like give myself some sort of framework to work around that'll help me like keep motivated, stay motivated, and also prevent just randomly burning out credit cards or my savings on just buying a load of boxes that I might not, that I might only briefly touch for each. My aim is to have build some sort of core system or core workflow of several units, boxes, bits and pieces to generate the kind of music I want to generate. I mentioned before that some boxes are probably better than others, and that some boxes will do one thing better than the others. Maybe I'm just spitballing that at the moment, but we'll find out long term what happens. But in the meantime, I've got the idea in my head of having basically a small setup, a couple of units, maybe a keyboard, and working from that. Hello, who's this? Hello, Rocket. Hello. So yeah, having a small set of units and then building from there. So what is the answer to the question? And the answer for me that I think I found is doggy style training. Know your filth buckets? Not that. I'm talking about a reward-based system. So in its simplest terms, do work, get rewarded. In this case, it's going to be make music, gain the ability to purchase stuff. So how is this going to work? So I'll tell you the idea I've settled on, and then we'll get to how I got there and all the rules and all that kind of stuff, because there are rules. So in its simplest terms, I produce one decent song, and that gets me £60 worth of credit. Now, £60 is about what, 75, 80 bucks in US pesos. It's probably about $1,000 Australian, and probably about 700 Canadian. Yeah, so for example, if I want a £300 groove box or a £300 piece of gear, whatever, synthesizer, whatever, then I'm going to have to produce 5 songs. There are rules. So the first rule, I guess, is the songs need to be of a certain quality. They've got to be finished, not part done, not just a simple beat with a synth overlaid on it or whatever. Although there's nothing wrong with that. I just want a full, complete song that I've done. And can say, right, that's I'm happy with that. It don't have to be a certain length. It can be like a song, a minute song, or even a 30-second one. But there has to be some sort of substance there for me, rather than just bang out something and say, right, I've earned 60 quid for that. The next rule is going to be one item, one purchase, and no transferring of balances or credit. So, for example, if I generate a song or a track, and that is £60 in the bank, as it were, and I want a piece of gear that's £20, then I can use that credit to buy that, but the remaining 40 just jettisons into the ether. I don't say, right, I've only used £20 of that, and then I can bank that £40 for the next thing. No, one item, one purchase. If an item exceeds £60, then obviously it's going to require multiple credits, as it were, to do that. So, for example, if I want that £120 groove box, I need to have 2 songs in my repertoire. Once credit's used, it's used, non-transferable, that kind of stuff. It's not a bot. It's not an everlasting kitty. So I don't generate 2 songs and I have £120 forever to spend. It's just one shot, one kill, as it were. So there's some obvious caveats that I'm going to have. One of the ones I'm keen to do is as I get better at making songs and maybe become a bit more prolific or a bit more regular in song making, the amount of songs I'll produce and the amount of credit I'll generate will be quite significant potentially. So as I get better, and I've got no real idea of time frames or when that'll be, it'll just be a gut feeling, I'll start reducing the overall amount that each song earns, so that I have to do more. So basically it's like a sliding scale. The more I do, the harder it will get, but it won't get too hard that I'll just go, oh, I'm not doing this. By then making music and stuff, we'll get into the habitual thing. At the moment I'm really enjoying all this kind of stuff like that, but like anything, it's at some stage it's necessary to keep going. Stephen King has a great methodology for this, and that's just keep writing. His take on it is, if you just wait to be inspired, you won't write even 50% of what you're capable of writing. The thing to do is get up and write, and in this case for me it's going to be get up and make music whenever I can. Quality control. What the hell am I doing for quality control? Am I the best subjective person to be looking at this kind of stuff? For the first couple of tracks I'm going to get some friends to listen to it and provide feedback. I trust them to be honest and all that kind of stuff, and if they say, oh, yeah, that's good, then it gets published regardless of what sort of like I think. Once I come here, the idea is that they'll provide a baseline for quality control, and then once I get used to that baseline, I know where to hit, and I get more confident with what I'm producing, and ultimately keeping the quality high. As I get better at this, I'll probably withdraw from doing that and just unleash songs as and when. So let's talk explanations about how and why I got to this. Why £60? I've been thinking about this for a fair while, and my original idea for this sort of like reward system was, I had a small list of bits and pieces I wanted. I had a nice set of headphones. At the time, my JBL speakers weren't working, so I thought, well, maybe I could treat myself to a nice set of speakers. I do want to buy a groove box, so I was looking at all the groove boxes that I've liked recently, and I find out how much they were second-hand and new, and I was thinking, well, how much, how many songs is that going to take me to do to earn that? So, for instance, the headphones, I wanted a nice set of headphones. I thought that's one song. The speakers, maybe 2 or 3 songs. The groove box, 4 or 5 songs, and so on and so forth. But the problem is, obviously, I don't know what I want in terms of hardware. I don't know what I want, and it was weird. There was no bankable idea. It just didn't feel right at the time. It was basically the genesis of the idea, so there wasn't really much there, and it didn't look like it would be sustainable. So at its core, I took the cheapest item that I had there, which was the headphones, and the headphones cost $59.95 on Amazon. So I thought, well, one song will get me a set of headphones, so one song equals £60. And I worked the math out and see if it was reasonable, and it all seems to work quite well for the time being and stuff. Obviously, as time goes on, I'll reduce that, as I've said before, but for now, £60 for one song, that seems wrong. If I want those headphones, I can take the 2 songs I've done, I can take the £60 worth of credit I've won, buy the headphones, and I've got £60 left over. Or, as I'm probably going to do, I'm going to put it towards the next little box I want to buy that's going to do something, link up with the pocket operating, do something a bit more, expand my capabilities, and push me to make better music and more music and wider genres of music. At least genres that I want to explore and all that kind of stuff. And so that's the genesis of it all. As we go on this journey together, and I keep posting songs and stuff, I'll update how much is in the bank and what we're at, and when it comes to buying gear, or reduce it and all that kind of stuff. By way of a quick update, there's 2 songs I've done now, so that's £120 in the bank. I'd like to spend between £120 and £150 absolute maximum on the next little component for my musical adventure. So I'm sort of starting to be at that threshold. If I find something for £121, I'm going to have to get that 3rd song done and polished nicely, which strangely enough is what I'm working on at the moment, but we'll cover that in a minute. I'm not going to rush into just getting stuff willy-nilly. I'm just going to sit, wait, think, do some more research. I've got some serious research. I've got to have a really good look as to what I want out of my next unit and where I want that to go and how I want that to fit into that. So like what any potential workflow might be. But I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of pumped. This system looks like it'll work. But over time, we'll see if it does work. I mean, come back a year from now, it might all be just a smoking ruin. But we'll do this together somewhat. I'll do it on my own and post it online and you can watch and laugh. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. As I mentioned before, I'm working on my third track. Still not great, but we're getting there. It's practice, isn't it? So that should, I've got the basic structure and how I want it to go, and I'm just practicing and playing at the moment. I'll start probably recording versions over the next few days. So hopefully there's maybe another a music track next time. If not, don't worry, there's plenty to talk around and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's it, a quick one today. But yeah, thank you very much for watching again. Catch you next time. See ya. Cut this bit out.